In this video, we're using Archaeomancer to go infinite mana, infinite damage with Cornered by Black Mages. It's the Dark Tide. Let's go check it out. The Dark Tide. Pauper High Tide with a Black Splash for Nightscape Familiar, Cornered by Black Mages, and then sideboard copies of Duress. In fact, today's donation deck is from Brandon Guffey, who loved this idea. They submitted it. They don't really enjoy the play patterns of the stock High Tide deck. They don't love using Psychic Puppetry and Arcane spells. They feel like it's incredibly tedious, and they prefer this style of deck. In fact, they compared it to Gruul, Ruby Storm, and Pauper because you have these cost-reducing creatures like Mocking Sprite that reduce your instants and sorceries, while Nightscape Familiar reduces blue cards or their mana value in the deck. So something like Focus the Mind, for example, could cost 1 blue. And I think that's pretty cool if you have 2 Nightscape Familiars or a Mocking Sprite or something like that in play. So they prefer this style of deck a little bit more, and they say that you use things like Hidden Strings and Snap or even Ghostly Flicker on your lands to just keep on making more and more mana until you eventually go infinite with Archaeomancer. And once you have infinite mana, you can then play Corner by Black Mages and use the Ghostly Flicker to just drain them for infinite damage. Or you can then set up double Archaeomancer with Ghostly Flicker and then Compulsive Research your opponent out of the game. Just deck them the old-fashioned way by making them draw their entire library one click at a time. So this deck takes a lot of clicks to win. I'm a little nervous about it today, if I'm going to be frankly or blatantly honest with you. So we'll see how it goes, but I'm a little nervous about having to do all that clicking and surviving the time and round clock. So that's how the deck functions. I think that this is an interesting take on High Tide. I really do. I've had a love for Nightscape Familiar since I was a kid. I played it in Psychotog variants, and that was the big sell for me, if I'm being honest. I just love this card. So we'll see how it does today. Hopefully it's not too bad clicking wise. It's definitely a deck that's going to be better in paper than on Magic Online, but hopefully I get through it. Brandon, thank you for the donation deck. I know you're a longtime supporter, and I really do appreciate it. So that's all I've got for now. Let's hop on in and play some matches of Magic the Gathering. I'll see you in the first round. Don't go anywhere. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. You can also show your support by becoming a member of this channel. You get sweet perks such as badges, emotes, early access to videos, exclusive members-only content, and access to our members Discord section. As you increase the tiers, there are other rewards such as shop discounts, sideboard guides, and even free donation decks. Click the join button down below to find out more. We also have other ways you can support us, like theepicswarm.com/shop or submitting a donation deck via theepicswarm.com/donation decks. That's enough for now. Let's play some Magic. Round number 1, we're on the draw, and we've opened up a no lander. We have to mulligan this. This seems fine. We'll bottom a Cornered by Black Mages. Mountain. Faithless Looting. Is this Dredge? I can't imagine Burn making that play. 2 Sneaky Snackers. Well, I guess if that's your opener, it makes more sense. Okay. And a Grab the Prize, which will bring back both Sneaky Snackers. We will foretell the Behold the Multiverse. Pass the turn. So they attack for 4. That will put me to 14. Kessig Flame Breather. 4 cards left in hand. Ouch. So we have the Sprite, but I don't think you're supposed to play it against the deck with like Lava Dart in it. Like, we want to hide it. Neither of these things help me win. Maybe we keep the Compulsive Research just because I need something to do. We'll play an Ice Tunnel, pass the turn. Land number 4, they have 4 cards in hand, so they can attack for 5, puts me to 9. We could be dead here. Highway Robbery. I need to draw High Tide. That's pretty much the only way I see us winning this. And then they burn me with the Fiery Temper. So I'm dead to a Fire Blast. So they attack for 5. I'm actually dead to a Lightning Bolt too, or Chain Lightning. And there's the Lightning Bolt, so that's exact damage. Wow. Okay. Good start. We'll bring in a Hydroblast. Get rid of 1 corner by Black Mages. And maybe Focus the Minds. We'll try this. On the play. Sure. I mean, this seems like a fine hand to me. Play the Contaminated Aquifer, pass. They have a Mountain. Looks like no turn 1 play here, unless it's like an end-step Lightning Bolt. We'll play the Ice Tunnel, pass. Land number 2. They plot a Highway Robbery. I think I'd like to Compulsive Research. Then I can make a better decision with my Merchant Scroll. We'll say land and get rid of the island. Pass. Then next turn I can cycle the Lorien Revealed for another. So it just saves me from having to discard 2 cards instead. They play Third Mountain into Gutter Snipe. Okay. Ooh, because now when they plot the Highway Robbery, it deals damage. That's nice. Sneaky Snacker. We drew the land. Okay. I still think I would like to kill the Gutter Snipe here. And then let's Merchant Scroll. Go grab another High Tide. Pass. They play land number 4. Kessig Flame Breather. Voldaren Epicure. And now they attack. We'll go to 15. Mocking Sprite. Okay, so I can go High Tide. Keep open Pyroblast. Merchant Scroll for a snap. And then try to win. So we'll play High Tide. I need to think about this. So, yeah, I think we're supposed to just do it. So in response, I'll High Tide. Counter the Red Elemental Blast. Now High Tide resolves. So this island taps for 4. Well, Lorien Revealed. I mean, I have to get pretty lucky to win now. We'll grab an island. Play the Mocking Sprite. And now we'll Merchant Scroll for Snap. Okay, so we're grabbing the Snap. We will now snap the Kessig Flame Breather. Untap. And now we'll play the Behold the Multiverse. We have to bottom both of these. Compulsive Research, okay. So we'll play the Tide. I need a very good Compulsive Research here. We're going to Fire Blast my Sprite. That's probably good enough to beat me. Yeah, there's no draw I can hit here. Okay, Compulsive Research. So we fizzled. Pass the turn. They attack. We go to 11. Kessig Flame Breather's back. We'll play the Mocking Sprite. Kill the Flame Breather. Pass the turn. They grab the prize, discarding a Sneaky Snacker. They have 3 left in hand. They kill my Sprite. And now we take 3 more down to 6. We're just dead. Hardcast Lorien Revealed. Pass. I go to 1. And Voldaren Epicure does it. So we lose match number 1. We kind of just got rolled. Unfortunate. We're now 0-1 to start off this Pauper League. Moxfield.com is the easiest way to build a Magic deck online. They support over 30 formats, including Legacy and many other Eternal formats. There are so many options to view decks the way that you want, from text view to individual cards, mana value, and even card price. There's also light mode and dark mode. My personal favorite feature is card tags. This way you can sort cards by function. Moxfield supports collection tracking, Scryfall search, decklist feedback, and so much more. Follow me on Moxfield.com so you can stay updated on all of my decks. Round number 2. On the draw again, we've opened up a fine hand we will keep. Island into Delver of Secrets. So I will admit, I don't think that this deck is very good against blue. We have no way of really beating a counterspell in game 1. Or a number of counterspells. So I think that's a little problematic. They play a Brainstorm so that way they can flip their Delver. Delver flips, revealing Thought Scour. Okay, we'll take the hit down to 17. Nightscape Familiar? Hey, we drew it. That was our best draw. We'll play the Nightscape Familiar. They're floating a blue, and they play Thought Scour. That's fine. Pass the turn. They cycle a Lorien Revealed for a basic island. And now they attack. Ouch, we'll go to 14. And now they play a Ponder. Okay. Antilarian Terror. So, if I wanted to tap the Terror so that way I could use my Hidden Strings, we could, in theory, do that. I wonder if this is a turn where I would like to try to win. I think it probably is. So we'll play High Tide, and then float some mana. Hidden Strings. We'll say yes, yes, and then Cipher onto the Nightscape Familiar. And then we'll make some blue. Hidden Strings to tap the Terror and untap the Aquifer. We'll pay the Ward. Then I have 4 mana floating. Yes. Yes, and then Cipher. Let's play Behold the Multiverse. Keep both of these. We'll draw the Tide. Play the Tide. So now this taps for 4. Oh, no, 3, my bad. We'll play Focus the Mind. So we have 1 blue floating. Discard the Ice Tunnel. And now we have to go to combat. Maybe I should have played the Compulsive Research because I think I might have been able to play Focus the Mind for free in response to the second hidden strings. That might have been a small misplay. So now we'll swing, trigger 1, yes, cast this. Yeah, I think I messed up because I would have been able to play that for free. And I'll say yes, and then untap the island in the Nightscape Familiar. We'll play the Mocking Sprite. Compulsive Research for 1 mana. Holy moly, that was bad. Okay. Now we'll play Lorien Revealed. Hidden Strings, untap. Yes. Yes. I'll cipher onto the Mocking Sprite. Play Merchant Scroll. Is Focus the Mind or Behold the Multiverse better? I think it's probably Behold the Multiverse. We'll play it. We like the Lorien Revealed. I don't want Nightscape Familiar. 5 total mana. Lorien Revealed costs 3. Okay, we need to draw something good here. That was not something good. I fizzled. That's a lot of lands. A lot of lands. Oh, brutal. I guess we'll play the Behold the Multiverse. Get rid of the Cornered by Black Mages. We'll keep the Merchant Scroll. Like, drawing the Merchant Scroll would have been good, or the Snap, but instead I just drew like poop. We'll discard lands. We don't need infinite lands. Ah, brutal. Okay. They swing, no blocks. I'm at 6. And now they play a Ponder. So there's still a chance we win this. It's just not great. So we can attack and then tap down their lands. 31 cards left. They did not shuffle with the Ponder. They played Tolarian Terror. We drew another Sprite. Player land for turn. The other Terror is really annoying. I think we have to attack with the Mocking Sprite. Swing. And now we can play the Hidden Strings. Tap their islands. Okay, so now we need to win. So we'll play High Tide. Play Mocking Sprite. Merchant Scroll. And we'll grab Focus the Mind. I don't know. Play the Focus the Mind. Okay, that was actually pretty good. Tap for mana. We'll snap the Delver. Untap. So this Lorien Revealed just costs 2. I'm sorry, it just costs 2, so we can play the Lorien Revealed. That doesn't win it. And I can't corner by Black Mages. So this is sort of a problem that we have 23 cards on our deck and we could never find our Archaeomancer. So I can tap for black, play Nightscape Familiar, Ghostly Flicker, 2 lands. I don't even know, like, not good. And then kick the Whispers the Muse, floating 1 blue. I'm sorry, it was floating 2. So I can Merchant Scroll and grab something. 22 cards left. I could grab another Focus the Mind, but then I have to chump block at least once. Yeah, we'll grab the Focus the Mind. We'll play it. Discard Ice Tunnel, I guess. And now I have to pass. They play a Brainstorm and a land. They have 4 cards in hand. Deem Inferior. We'll put it on the bottom. Block with the Mocking Sprite and go to 1. They play another Terror. Okay, so they did not replay the Delver, which tells me they probably have a counterspell. We'll play our land. And I still never drew an Archaeomancer. Go to combat. Attack with the Sprite. And now we can play the Hidden Strings. Tap the 2 islands. Alright, so we have a window to do something here. I will begin with a Compulsive Research. We'll get rid of a land. I think I have 1 High Tide left. We'll play another Compulsive Research. Brutal. Okay. Another Compulsive Research. So I hit the scroll. I just don't know if I can win. Also, 2 Archaeomancers are in the bottom 9. So we'll play Merchant Scroll, grab the High Tide, Hidden Strings, untap, cipher onto the Nightscape. We'll play Tide, Ghostly Flicker, and Behold the Multiverse. Bottom both of these. Wow. But both Archaeomancers are in the bottom 6. First dead. Okay. That's irritating. Try it again. We want the Giga Drowse and the Dispel. We'll get rid of 1 corner by Black Mages, 1 Mocking Sprite, and 1 Focus the Mind. I had a lot of opportunities to win that game, but the deck just did not want me to. Game number 2, we're on the play. Sure, this seems fine. Keep. Play the Aquifer, pass the turn. Island into Delver. We will Merchant Scroll. Go grab a High Tide, pass the turn. They Brainstorm. They could have done that in the upkeep and they didn't. Unless they drew it for turn, but if they did, they would have flipped their Delver. It looks like no land number 2. We will play... No, we'll foretell the Behold the Multiverse. Pass the turn. Delver gets another opportunity here. They Thought Scour themselves, getting rid of a Null and Delver of Secrets. Okay. And Delver does not flip again. But they did draw land. End step will cycle the Lorien Revealed. Grab an island. This way we can pay for Spell Pierce on the Behold the Multiverse. Nightscape Familiar, love that. So we'll play the Behold the Multiverse. Get rid of the Aquifer, keep the Mocking Sprite. Play Nightscape Familiar. Pass the turn. End step they Mental Note. And now Delver of Secrets. It finally flips to a Deem Inferior. They attack, I'm not blocking, sure. And now they pass. Play my land. Let's go to combat. Swing. It's important to note that Deem Inferior is a sorcery. We'll play a Mocking Sprite. They play Counterspell. Sure. Compulsive Research. So you could play Focus the Mind, but it's countered, and they do have a Spell Pierce. But it's countered by Dispel, and technically Compulsive Research is countered by less things, but they just happen to have the Spell Pierce. They cycle a Lorien Revealed. They grab the 4th island. They attack. I'll fall to 12. 5 cards in their hand. Tolarian Terror. Tolarian Terror. Okay. Another Hidden Strings. We'll tap their island and untap ours. We'll Cipher onto the Nightscape Familiar. And then we'll go to combat so their mana pool empties. Okay, well, it's our time to try to win. High Tide. We'll play Focus the Mind. Get rid of the island. Behold the Multiverse. Keep both of these. Okay, so I can now Hidden Strings on tap. Yes. I guess I'll Cipher. Archaeomancer costs 3. We'll get the Archaeomancer. This gets back a High Tide. So I believe that gives me infinite mana. So I have 1 floating. Target the Ghostly Flicker, auto yield. Okay, so this should be infinite mana. It is, but it's so many clicks. Okay. Just keep clicking. 11 minutes on the clock. Here we go. I'll play a Compulsive Research. Land. Get rid of that. We'll play Hidden Strings. Yes. Yes. Might as well put it on the Familiar. We'll play Behold the Multiverse. Get rid of both of those. Play another High Tide. Tap for black. We'll play Hidden Strings. Put it on the Nightscape Familiar. Tap for black. And now I just have to make a lot of mana before I take my next step. Okay, so I've made 50 mana. I'm going to stop the loop at this point and get back Merchant Scroll. Play the Scroll. And we'll grab Whispers of the Muse. And now we just kick this a bunch until... So, like, ideally, if I had more time, I'd keep making mana, because 50 is not a guaranteed win, but I'm down to 8 minutes on my clock, and there's still a possible game 3. So I need to do something. So we're going to just make 50 for now. And if 50 is not enough, the deck doesn't deserve to win. We'll play Lorien Revealed, Merchant Scroll, grab Focus the Mind. We'll play Focus the Mind, discard a land, Compulsive Research, land. We hit our corner by Black Mages. That's the win condition. So we'll target them, play a Merchant Scroll, auto yield, grab a Ghostly Flicker, and now I can Ghostly Flicker Archaeomancer until they're dead. Okay, so we have the win. I'm probably going to time out this round if I'm being honest, but we're going to see what we can do here. I wonder if just Whispers of the Muse is faster. I have no idea. Another Archaeomancer. Gets back Flicker. Maybe the Flicker is just faster. I don't know. 6 minutes left on my clock. Ooh, okay. So I can Flicker the 2 Archaeomancers. Get back Flicker. Get back Scroll. Play the Scroll. Now we'll go grab Snap. Snap an Archaeomancer. Untap black. Float black. Play the Archaeomancer. Get back the snap. Snap the Archaeomancer. Untap the Aquifer. Tap for black. Play the Archaeomancer. Get back the corner by black mages. Target them. Flicker. We'll target Flicker. Target snap. Merchant Scroll. Play the scroll. They go to 4. This is not a lot of time. We'll grab a High Tide. Play the Tide. Play Whispers. Alright, so we won a game. We did that much. There's only 5 minutes left on our clock for game 3. Let's run it back. Sure, we'll keep. They play Island into Delver Secrets. 3 games in a row. Not the start we would like to see. We'll cycle. Just go grab an Aquifer here off the Lorien Revealed. Pass the turn. 5 minutes and 10 seconds left on our clock. They play an Island. They attack. Ouch. Now they ponder. And another Delver. That's not good. Pass the turn. They flip the Delver to Deem Inferior. They cycle a Lorien Revealed. They grab a basic. And now they attack for 6. I'll go to 13. Play the Nightscape Familiar. Hope it resolves. It does. We'll play Ice Tunnel. Pass the turn. End step, they cycle another Lorien Revealed. They play the land. 4 cards left. We'll put it second from top. And now they cycle Lorien Revealed. Okay. Snap. I think we have to shuffle it away. We'll play Merchant Scroll. Grab High Tide. Wonder if there's a win here. I don't have time to think. I just gotta move. We'll snap a Delver. Untap. There's not a win here. We'll play Archaeomancer. Get back the Tide. Pass the turn. Now they have 5 lands. The attack will bring me down to 4. No blocks. Cryptic Serpent. Delver. And they still have 2 open mana. Sleep of the Dead. They have 1 open. So if their last card is a counter, we lose. I think we just got to do something. High Tide. Cycle the Lorien Revealed. Grab an Island. Play it. Archaeomancer. Get back High Tide. Play the High Tide. Hidden Strings. Untap. We'll Cipher. Play Behold the Multiverse. I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. Neither of these win, so we're going to get rid of them. Okay, we're dead. I don't like when I'm that low on clock because I'm not allowed to think about my decisions. Like, you just have to click because this deck takes so much time in the round. Well, we got a game win, but not a match win. We're 0-2. Looking to make playing your favorite combo deck much easier? Look no further than the Epic Storm Mini Combo Pack, which is available at theepicstorm.com/shop for $15.99. This token combo pack comes with 84 double-sided tokens featuring classic Storm and Mana tokens with new inclusions such as our modern Ruby Storm package, but that's not all. Our token pack covers a variety of formats from Pauper to CDH with new tokens. Stop on by theepicstorm.com/shop and make an easy decision to elevate your combo game. For round number 3, we are on the play. Let's try to get a match win. Sure, we'll keep this. We'll play an Aquifer and pass. Okay, they play a Falls. We'll play another land and pass. I don't know what they're playing quite yet. It looks like it could be Tron. Tron does play this land. Probably not Tron, maybe Turbofog. Masked Vandal. Okay, well, not Turbofog. We will play the Mocking Sprite. Pass the turn. They play another Forest. Birchlore Ranger, so they're just on Elves. Priest of Titania. And now they attack. Ouch. We'll play the Aquifer. Let's play Cornered by Black Mages. Target them. And now a Merchant Scroll. Go grab another High Tide. Go to combat. Swing batter. Swing. Pass the turn. They have land number 4. Lead the Stampede. Main deck Spell Stutter Sprites. That's a little shocking here. Wasn't expecting that. The jig's up on that one. They play a Priest of Titania. We'll play our Island. I'm just going to play the High Tide. If they want a Spell Stutter Sprite, I think we can win through it. And there it is. Then I'll play another High Tide. We'll Behold the Multiverse. I don't think I've said that card name correctly this league. Bottom both of these. 2 Compulsive Research. We'll play Merchant Scroll. Grab Snap. Bounce a Priest of Titania. Untap, untap. Play Compulsive Research. Land, discard an Ice Tunnel. Another Compulsive Research. Land, discard Island. Hidden Strings. We'll tap the Spell Stutter Sprite and untap an Aquifer. Yes. Yes. And now we'll Cipher onto the Mocking Sprite. Play Familiar. Go to combat. Attack. We'll cast the Hidden Strings. This will put them to 6. Untap, untap. And now we'll Compulsive Research. This brings them to 5. We'll discard a land. Behold the Multiverse again. They're at 4. I don't think we want either of these. Bottom both. And we fizzled. Alright, we have to pass. Another Lead the Stampede. They hit another Spell Stutter Sprite. Okay. Bryant Ranger. Jaspera Sentinel. And they could still play a Spell Stutter Sprite here by tapping 4 elves. Or Priest of Titania plus 2 others. They play a Birchlar Rangers. 5 elves in play now for that Priest of Titania. They tap the Priest for 5 green. 6 total mana. They play another Priest, 4 mana floating. Distant Melody. Okay. Now they have 11 cards in their hand. I believe they can still use the Quirion Ranger to untap the Priest. And they do. Now they tap for 6. Another Lead the Stampede. Arbor Elf, Jaspera Sentinel, Timberwatch Elf, Generous Ent, and a Nyxborn Hydra. No, the Hydra was already revealed previously. So I think they were looking for another Quirion Ranger and they did not find one. Okay, so they have enough mana to play Spell Stutter Sprite on my turn. Because they can tap these 4 elves, they can also use Quirion Ranger to untap the Priest. So they really only needed Priest plus 2 other elves. Let's see what the draw is. Lorien Revealed, that's a good one. We'll play Mocking Sprite first. Play the Island. Lorien Revealed. They shouldn't be able to counter this. They go to 3. We did not draw spells. Okay. It's brutal. We're definitely dead on board. Because we know that they're sitting on a bunch of Nyxborn Hydras. I'll attack with the Mocking Sprite. I mean, they're going to block, but I'm supposed to attack here. Oh, I forgot about the Jaspera Sentinel having reach. Alright, we're just dead. I'm going to concede. Ah, brutal. I think this is a matchup where we want all of the snaps, so we'll bring those in. We're down to 1 corner by Black Mages. Shave a Mocking Sprite. And 1 Focus the Mind. We'll try this. On the play for game 2. We need another land, but I think that this is fine. So one observation I have with this deck is we're playing a bunch of expensive draw spells because we're playing cost reducers. But I do think that one thing the more stock High Tide list has going for it is that you're able to play less lands because you play a bunch of cantrips. So your Ponders, your Preordains. This deck fizzles a lot when it's going off, I feel like. So I think if I was to continue working on this deck, I would try to be putting in Ponder and Preordain and reducing your land count so that way you fizzle less often. So I'd like to see those cantrips in this shell. Alright, we'll play the Aquifer, pass the turn. Our opponent had a mulligan to 6. They play a Forest and Arbor Elf. Okay. We draw a Tide. Not a bad draw. I would have liked a land. We'll plot or foretell the Behold the Multiverse. They untap their land. Priest of Titania is back. We did not draw land 3, so we will now play the Behold the Multiverse. Keep the Lorien and the Island. We'll play the Island, pass. They play Birchlar Rangers, Jaspera Sentinel, Lead the Stampede, double Spell Stutter Sprite, okay. Can't say I love that. And now another Priest of Titania. We'll cycle the Lorien Revealed. So we could try to go for it, but we don't have anything to untap at the moment. Well, that does, okay. So we'll play High Tide, 4 mana, grab the Archaeomancer, get back High Tide, play the High Tide, snap the Archaeomancer, untap, play the Archaeomancer, get back the snap. We'll play the Mocking Sprite and snap the Archaeomancer. So now we have infinite mana. Get back the snap, Okay, we're just going to repeat this a bunch. Our opponent offered to concede if I have the win. I told them, I'll be honest, I don't have it yet, but I might soon. We'll grab the snap. We'll play Behold the Multiverse. Keep both. Snap. Play the Archaeomancer. Return the snap. Bounce the Archaeomancer. Untap, untap. Compulsive Research. Discard Compulsive Research. Oh, no, I have to discard 2. We'll get rid of a Merchant Scroll. So I'm going to show them the Whispers of the Muse because they want to know like if I have it. So I'll show them the Whispers of the Muse, and if they want to concede, they can. If not, no big deal. Okay, and the opponent was nice enough to concede. All right, they taken a mulligan. We have a hand where we can't play our Nightscape Familiars, but I'll keep it anyway because if we draw a black mana on the first or second turn, this hand is very good. They play Forest and 2 Birchlore Rangers. Well, that's a black mana. Let's just go cycle. Grab our Aquifer and pass. Quarian Ranger. They make a green. They pick up their land. Another Birchlore Rangers. And they swing for 1. Sure. Play the Aquifer, pass. Lead the Stampede. They picked up their forest, and then Magic Online like glitched for a second. And then all of a sudden the forest was back in play. So they lead the Stampede, and they hit 4. Quarian Ranger, Priest of Titania, and Avenging Hunter. They play another Quarian Ranger. We'll play an Island and Nightscape Familiar. Pass the turn. They cycle a Generous Ent and Priest of Titania. We drew another Island. I don't love that. Alright, so we'll play Nightscape Familiar and just hardcast the Behold the Multiverse. Keep both of these. And we should be able to try to win next turn. So they have pretty much infinite mana at this point. They play Aquarian Ranger. If they have a Nyxborn Hydra, I might be dead. We know that they have 4 cards in hand, and one of them is an Avenging Hunter. So Priest makes 6, and then they can untap it 3 times. So that's 24 mana. I might be dead to Nyxborn Hydra here. Okay, that's no Nyxborn Hydra in there. They play an Arbor Elf. Jasper a Sentinel. They untap the Priest. Another Priest of Titania. 10 green mana. Distant Melody! Oh no! We're dead. We are dead. They have 12 cards in hand. I don't think we're going to be able to beat that. So they still have 2 Birchlore Ranger activations here. There's currently 13 elves on the board, so if they drew a Nyxborn Hydra, that's lethal. There's an Avenging Hunter, so maybe they didn't draw it if that was the play. Another Avenging Hunter, okay. And now they're going to clean up. I imagine they have to have at least 1 copy of Spellstutter Sprite here. We'll try a copy of High Tide. That is a Spellstutter Sprite, so that will resolve. We'll play Merchant Scroll. Grab another High Tide, we'll play it. Probably can't beat another Spellstutter Sprite. It looks like they have one. Whoops, I apparently tapped an island on accident trying to click OK. Trying to think what a winning game looks like from here. I guess we snap a Birchlore Rangers. We're going to Quarian Ranger in response. 13 green mana. A 3rd Spellstutter Sprite. Okay, I'm dead. Ugh, brutal. We are winless. We are 0-3. Not looking so great, but we'll try to get match number 4. The Gold Sabertooth times the Epic Storm collection has arrived with 3 full-size tokens showcasing the beloved Dark Ritual, CDH Rogsai, and Legacy of the Epic Storm for just $5. On the backs of these tokens, there's a place for my signature or a custom message. In addition to these sweet tokens, a friendly reminder that all orders that ship from theepicstorm.com also come with a signed Storm token from yours truly. Round number 4 on the play. We're facing QB Turtle, who I faced a lot years ago on Magic Online, and they were a big fan of Jund at the time. I don't know what they play these days, but maybe Jund Wildfires? I honestly have no idea. That's a swamp. We did not draw land. We'll pass. Or maybe I was supposed to Merchant Scroll there. They play another swamp. Black Mage's Rod, spicy. Yep, I'm punished. Well, Merchant Scroll. Go grab Snap. Discard. No, I'm at 7. Okay, I don't have to discard. Vault of Whispers. Shambling Ghast. Refurbish Familiar. Discard a Compulsive Research. Ouch. Still no land. Alright, we'll go grab another High Tide. Pass the turn. And this is one of those things I talked about a couple rounds ago, where I was like, you want Ponders and Preordains and all that stuff to smooth out your draws. Like Compulsive Research and Focus the Mind don't do that. They're kind of clunky, so that's my concern there. They have 3 in hand. I'll just play the Nightscape Familiar and hope that it lives. It probably won't, especially when they have a Shambling Ghast in play. Fanatical Offering, and they get to kill my Nightscape Familiar. Yep. Okay. They find another Black Mage's Rod with the map. Pactile Terror. Sure. I'm at 5. We have to do something. We drew a land. Play High Tide. Play another High Tide. We will snap the hero token. Untap. Compulsive Research. Actually, I think Focus the Mind is just better. Because if I don't hit the land, I don't have to discard 2. Get rid of the Aquifer. So this is 5 mana, so I can play Sprite into a Merchant Scroll. Oh, no, I've already used the main deck snap, so I have to Ghostly Flicker. We'll flicker the 2 lands. Okay. I guess we Compulsive Research. Discard Research Scroll. Hidden Strings. Yes. Yes. I guess it doesn't matter. Alright, so 3 mana. Archaeomancer. I don't know if this is infinite or not. Snap the Archaeomancer. Untap. I believe it is. We'll play the Archaeomancer. Get back the snap. So we have infinite mana. Get back the snap. Just keep clicking. And the opponent concedes. Thank you, opponent. Thank you. Alright, so I don't think I'm going to sideboard. I don't think our sideboard is actually for this matchup, so I will just hit submit. Our opponent takes a mulligan. We will keep. Swamp into Duress. They take the Merchant Scroll. Play the Aquifer, pass. Adventurer's Inn. That's a cool one. I mean, it's just Radiant Fountain, but I wonder if they have an upside. We'll cycle the Lorien Revealed. Go grab another Aquifer. Play it and pass. Ouch. We'll play the Cornered by Black Mages. The Fanatical Offering in response. Sure. Shambling Ghast. Let's play the Archaeomancer. Get back the Merchant Scroll. And pass the turn. They play another Fanatical Offering. They can kill the wizard, and they do. That's fine. Colony Garden. They cast down on my Archaeomancer. So that Archaeomancer is permanently gone, but we still have another. We'll play the Nightscape Familiar. And pass. Fanatical Offering. Another Shambling Ghast. That's not good for me, because that's going to kill the Familiar. And I could Regenerate here, but Regenerate doesn't beat the -1/-1, so it doesn't matter. It's not damage. And then Bazooka Bog. Okay. We could still win. And another Shambling Ghast. Ouch. We'll play Merchant Scroll, go grab a High Tide. Pass the turn. They play the Pactile Terror. Another Adventurer's Inn. 2 cards left in their hand. And now they swing for 3. Ouch. I think this is probably our turn. I'll play High Tide. And we'll Focus the Mind, see if I could draw another High Tide. I do not. Get rid of a Hidden Strings. Well, Hidden Strings, untap. Yes. And you could play the Corner by Black Mages, but I don't think that's actually what this deck is about, so I'm not going to. I'll play another Focus the Mind, discard an island. Or actually, do I want the mana? We'll get rid of the island. Hidden Strings. Actually, I probably should have gotten rid of the Corner by Black Mages, because I'm not going to use it until I'm ready to win. We'll snap the Pactile Terror. Untap. Compulsive Research. We'll say 2 cards. I think I want the land. We'll get rid of the Corner by Black Mages and a Lorien Revealed. So I can play an island. Play the Mocking Sprite. Flicker on 2 lands. So now I have 4 mana. So I have to Behold the Multiverse into more mana here. If I hardcast Lorien Revealed, I can't win. I mean, I'm not really allowed to keep the High Tide at this point, so I have to get rid of it. And that doesn't do it. So I awkwardly have to pass here. Eviscerator's Insight, so this will kill my Sprite. And we lose to the second Bazooka Bog. Okay, I'm good to pick that one up. We can go to the next game. We will resubmit. Another option is you could board out the creatures and just bring in snaps so that way you're not weak to removal. I mean, maybe it's crazy, but I kind of don't hate the idea, but I've already hit submit, so I'd have to sideboard very fast. All right, so let's try this. I think it's a little wonky because, you know, we don't have any cost reducers in our deck, but if I'm being honest, I think the reducers aren't all that great, so we're going to try it. Actually, no, let's do one Dispel. Because Dispel counters a cast down on my Archaeomancer. Game 3 on the play. Sure. Play the Aquifer, pass. Snap is an okay draw, but we need land number 3. Ichor Wellspring. We will pass the turn. Fanatical Offering. They play a Vault of Whispers and Refurbished Familiar. Get rid of the Ghostly Flicker, we just don't need it right now. Lorien Revealed. We'll cycle the Lorien Revealed. Play the island, pass. If I draw another draw spell on my turn, I would consider trying to win. They use the map, Refurbish Familiar. They play another Adventurer's Inn. I guess it's the first. Choking Sands, what? Whispers of the Muse. We'll just cantrip here. Another land, pass. Refurbish Familiar. I think it just has to be... We'll do Snap. Bazooka Bog. So that gets rid of the Whispers of the Muse, plus 1 Ghostly Flicker, so there's only 1 Flicker left in the deck. We'll play Ice Tunnel and pass. They play Eviscerator's Insight. Another Ichor Wellspring. They attack, I go to 10. I think it's time we try High Tide. High Tide. 7 mana, we'll hardcast a Lorien Revealed. Play a land. Hidden Strings. We'll play Focus the Mind. Discard a land. Focus the Mind. We're running on fumes here. Hidden Strings. We will focus the mind. Discard Quartered by Black Mages. We'll play Hidden Strings. Untap, untap. Let's play a Duress. We'll take the Eviscerator's Insight. Duress. Take a cast down. And now I can snap a Familiar. And if they go to cast down it, I can Dispel. They allowed it to happen. We'll untap. Play Lorien Revealed. Another High Tide, okay. Merchant Scroll. Grab another Snap. We'll snap the Familiar. We'll Dispel the cast down. Untap, untap. Play Compulsive Research, floating 1. Get rid of a land, I guess. I guess we fizzled. I've already played a land this turn. Yeah, I played an island. So we just fizzled. Play Behold the Multiverse. It doesn't matter what we keep here because, I mean, I guess I get to keep one thing. Because if they play double Familiar, I have to discard 2 and I get to keep 1. So this was a similar game to one of the earlier rounds where, like, I just couldn't find the Archaeomancer fast enough, and that was a problem. So, like, I think with the build that we're playing, I would stop, like, thinking about the deck like it's, use your words, Bryant, like it's Gruul Ruby Storm, I think is the wrong idea. Oh, we're dead to the Spellbomb. We can't beat that. Okay, so we want 0 and 4. So pretending that your deck is like Gruul Ruby Storm just like doesn't work. That's my opinion. And I don't play out round 5 if we 0-4. So I'm gonna concede the league. And here's the deck. So if you want to be the Archaeomancer deck and you want to win with infinite mana and all that stuff, I think you're supposed to not play these creatures. Like, you could play Archaeomancers probably 3 or even 4. And then I would play a bunch of main deck snaps and play Ponders and consistency cards. Like, you don't need Nightscape Familiar and Mocking Sprite that lose to a Light Breeze. They're bad against Lava Dart. They're bad against Shambling Ghast. Pretty much all creature removal beats them. And I just felt like, why am I playing black? Like, yeah, winning with Corner by Black Mages is super cool, but the creatures did not feel like they were worthwhile. My first High Tide video I released was an Archaeomancer build. Yeah, it was running the Psychic Puppetry stuff, but you could cut that package, and you could just run Mono Blue Archaeomancer, and that's something you're allowed to do. So maybe look at that. Brandon, I'm sorry that this league did not go well. I tried my hardest, I really did. And, sometimes our ideas just don't really work. And I felt like that was a case here. So my apologies that we didn't have a better record. Hopefully you found some enjoyment some places in the league. Everyone, thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it. I hope you all have a wonderful day. And as always, keep storming. What you should do is like, comment, and subscribe because there's no better way to support us. And if you enjoyed this video, head over to moxfield.com and follow us there. It's truly the best deck website on the internet. We update all of our decks there regularly with the latest and greatest technology, so you're always up to date. Once again, go check out Moxfield, and thank you for watching.